When we marry, we do not often think about how it may affect our relationship with extended family, our own or our in-laws. Yet both can have an impact on our marriage, lives, and family, especially when it comes to raising our children. When we get married or vow to take another in our lives, we are committing to them, not the extension of their family. An extended family is one that goes beyond the nuclear family, consisting of parents, in-laws, aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins, nieces, and nephews. While we are not necessarily committing to the extended family of our partner, accepting the family you marry into or your own is an important step in moving forward in a conscious way. They are who they are, and you are not going to be able to change them, their reactions, or their beliefs. Accepting these family members does not mean you have to like them, love them, or have a close relationship with them. What is important to stay focused on your reaction to them. So tonight on Topic Time, we are discussing the handling of in-law relationships, setting healthy boundaries with extended family. You can send us your text, WhatsApp, or voice note about what we are discussing to 024-488-3008. It's now 8:45 p.m. here on Radio Max 105.1 FM. Joining us on this discussion is Nana Bans, the branch manager for Golden Pride Savings and Loans in Takwa, and a businessman as well. Good evening, Nana.
Good evening, Harry.
How are you, bro?
Oh, I'm blessed, my brother.
Wonderful, wonderful.
How about you too?
All is well with us too.
We thank God. Did it rain this evening in Takrady?
Rain? Well, no, we haven't seen rain in a while.
It's rain here. It just stopped.
That is Takwa. It has to rain. I don't know whether the more they dig the gold, the more rains.
The more it rains.
All right, so let's break the ice with this. What are the signs that that in-law issues might be affecting your relationship with your partner?
Thank you. In-laws, they play significant roles in marriages, and those roles cannot be, downplayed or overemphasized. Instances where, they are not accorded that respect that they need, in terms of, respecting their views, their beliefs, their practices. Sometimes when that is not done, it creates a big issue between the couple and the in-laws. In situations where the couples and the in-laws live in the same, compound or house system, issues begin to crop up because you don't respect me. You don't value my beliefs or my practices or my opinions. So definitely issues will come. Then two, when they are also not honored. With this, I mean the parents, not the sibling type, like the brother, like the in-law, the sister-in-law, but the parent. The Bible even says that we should honor our parent, the Lord, for this is right. So if you are there with your in-laws, even in situations where you are not even living in the same house, you don't stay together, they must still be accorded that respect. They must be honored. When you don't do that, it also creates, issues And you begin to see the signs, of course, with this. And also when there's no mutual respect, of course, there will definitely be issues. So these are, you begin to see signs, you begin to realize that, there will be a bit of chaos, there will be a bit of misunderstanding, there will be crisis, definitely. You realize that communication will not be flowing. You know, be able to count on them. There are certain times that you even need the support of the in-law. You realize that it's not forthcoming. So these things will begin to show forth to know that indeed there is an issue, with the couple and the in-law.
Okay, so yeah, Nana.
As Nana Bans is rightly saying.
Bring your voice up. You have a nice voice. Let's hear you.
As Nana Bans is rightly saying, I believe that in-laws, no matter the situation, there should be a distance between the in-law, between the in-laws. There's an adage that they normally say, especially when after marriage and they want to advise, you say, na fani se o mami, fani se o papa, fani se we. And my adage is that an in-law is an in-law. The words you can use for your father or your mother, you cannot use the same words for your in-laws. Because sometimes some people joke with their in-laws.
Okay. So
and normally when you listen to the Islam, they have their own way of doing their own things. And that is that. If you are my in-law, especially the women, they do allow their mothers to come to their homes simply because they think that they will, by all means, invent of anything. If you are not careful, before you realize something has gone wrong. So in-laws should know, each and every in-law should know its way of doing its own thing.
All right. I think you're taking us away from our question. The question is, what are the signs that in-law issues might be affecting your relationship with your partner? In other words, if you are having issues with your in-law, which is directly affecting your relationship, what are some of the symptoms? How does it show?
It depends on the relationship you have with your in-law. That's why I was saying.
So what are some of the signs that shows that the relationship you have with your partner is suffering because you have in-law issues?
Whenever you have an in-law issue, it's like what we say, whatever you do, your in-law will never please this.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to matters of the behino, the man's mother. Hey, you the woman, you are dead. When you start having issue with, you realize that whatever you do, if you go and buy the nicest kente, think you are going to give it to your in-law. After giving it to him, to her, thank you will come. But you never see her that. So normally, we turn to mama and 3 days pepe no apam. By this time, I could talk in time and if say I be by no pam. Before realizing, I could talk GTP, not opam. Simply because there's something. So you see that no, my in-law has changed. So
from what you're saying is like, in terms of their reception towards you,
it will change.
It changes. When it has changed, means there's something of issue.
And moreover, if the way your husband or your wife may be responding to you when it comes to matter of parents, you see that one too has changed. Because the influence, if we want to go, so it's like the mother will decide, or your husband. Let's assume that the in-law is the in-law of the husband. You know, man, they are more influence on men when it comes to the in-laws. They are their mothers or their fathers. So when there's a problem, when you have a problem or when something is coming to affect your marriage through your in-law, you realize your wife say, "Oma 3 times a day, Obama once a day."
I see.
You get. So that will know that you have to realize that on my in-law, ni adie bi ame oye ya me kan no affect me relationship, affect the marriage.
Okay. Let's move on. Miss Philo. So, what are some positive ways to involve your in-laws in your life without feeling overwhelmed?
Positive way of involving my in-laws.
Yes.
Without feeling
Overwhelmed, yes.
Oh, I think
I want examples to help our listeners.
Like some of the positive ways that I can involve my in-law. It depends on the kind of communication or how the relationship between the two of us, but how positively I can involve him. Let's say if there is something that I want to do. Do you get it? If I want to do something, or if it's an occasion and I want to surprise, I want to surprise him, definitely. Why not? I can do it. I buy whatever I want to buy, then I give it to him. Like, though I'm doing all that, but there are boundaries that bounds between the two of us, which no one causes. So, like, I'm trying to make her happy or to like me, isn't it? So definitely, I'll be buying her stuff. Then I'll be checking up on her because you've now entered into the marriage with the son or the daughter, so you have to create that relationship which becomes more like mother and daughter thing. So definitely I think gifts are the things that I would, and then when I need advice, positive advice, not advice that I'll need from my husband, since he or she has been in that relationship for long, sometimes I would like to talk to her to know more about what goes into marriage, the do's and the don'ts. You see, experience is the best teacher. So I find a nice way, then I create that chat, but not about discussing my husband with him or her. No, that one I think I wouldn't do. So for me to create that bond and friendship, motherly friendship and fatherly friendship, I think these are the things I would like. I'll buy them gifts, checking up on them. These are the little things they check. And then assuming it's their birthdays too, I just throw them that surprise birthday visit to be that kind of thing. I think these are the things I would do.
Okay. Evans.
Yes, Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. In addition to what my sister rightly said, the in-laws, as I said earlier, they have roles that they play. You don't have to deny them those roles, especially when it comes to childcare, when it comes to certain customs and traditions that they teach us. They would expect, especially when as a couple, you give birth fresh, they will expect that you call upon them to come and perform those particular roles. When you deny them, it's definitely going to create issues. So for you to be able to have be able to have a good relationship with your in-laws, it is better that you always count on them. It is very important they hear your voice, you call, you check up on them. They are so happy. And also, one other role that they play is because, of course, the experience and wisdom that they have. We normally call on them when it comes to conflict resolutions. So in situations like this, when we call on them, or Daddy, Mommy, this is the issue I have in my marriage. You call on them, they feel respected, they feel honored, and of course, some of these things also helps, to also establish and strengthen the relationship that we have with our in-laws. When we deny them all of some of these things, of course, it goes a long way to affect them. And also, I've already mentioned the honoring, of course, and also when sometimes, they get a bit bored, they want to come and visit, and sometimes you are not ready to welcome them. We should be able to welcome them. Of course, there are boundaries, as my sister rightly said. There are boundaries. They want to spend a week with you. You should be able to accommodate them, relate with them nicely. When there's time, definitely they will go. But when these things are denied, definitely it's going to create problem.
Okay, so what if you and your partner are such that you are problem solvers? So almost anything at all, you put your heads together and are able to deal with that situation, which means the usefulness of your in-laws in helping you resolve issues is really minimal, right?
Yes, Henry. And it's even the ideal way to even resolve issues in your marriage. It's better that third parties are not even involved. So it's the best. But of course, when in a situation where you're unable to resolve it, they want to aside your pastor, they want the people that we need to call upon rather than relying on friends and neighbors to be able to come and handle your issues. Because they've been in that situation before, they've experienced it, and of course, they'll be able to give you the best of advice rather than calling on a friend who maybe might not even tasted married before, and he's the one who is coming to rather counsel or advise you. Because they've been in it before and they've experienced, they'll be able to give you the best of advice that can help to resolve whichever situation that you find yourself in. And of course, in-laws, it's not only resolution that we call upon them. As I said earlier, I mean during pregnancy, especially when it's your first or second time, you need them. You need your mother-in-law, your mom to be there to be able to teach you one or two things that you need to do to be able to have a healthy baby, be able to go through that labor and deliver peacefully. And even after the birth, you also need them. We all call on our in-laws or our parents to come when we first give birth to our babies. They will come and teach you. There are certain things that we do when the baby is born fresh. Sometimes you might not even know. There are certain customs that you do for them. They will come and teach you all this. So we need them. So we don't have to drive them away. But it's important for them today. People have certain, just as Philo was saying, me, my in-laws today, people have certain questions about in-laws. So they don't want them to come close to them. But realize that when we do it well, we rather appreciate them even more. And we would even love that we even have them sometimes, not all the time though, sometimes even around us. So this is my opinion though, Henry.
Okay.
Some in-laws too are very troublesome. Some in-laws are very, very, very troublesome. So like such people, in fact, accommodating them sometimes becomes very difficult. So knowing the kind of in-laws that you have, when they decide to come around, you don't deny them. They come around, you just deal with them the way they want you to deal with them. Pretend with them. At least, just as you say, no matter what, so just be tolerant. Then be able to tolerate them. Then before you realize they will be gone and you have your married to yourself. And there are some people too, you call them to, let's say, the delivery aspect that Nana said. Some, if it's about, let's say, a month or two, they end up spending more than that. And then sometimes it ends up becoming a problem. What if, you see, especially with the women, we normally invite our mothers to, unless your unfortunate thing happened, then maybe your husband's mother, that is your mother-in-law, will come in. But here is the case that probably the man has budgeted for 3 months, because I know a situation. The man was very rich, but later things became rough. Business became very rough for him. And then the wife went to the mother to give birth. So the wife went and then stayed with the mother. Could you believe that within a week, the money that everything, whatever the man gave the woman to send it, the woman just placed a call, BBR sound. And here is the case, the man was going through difficulty. It wasn't like before. So such situations, it creates what inconvenience for the people. So sometimes for me, our advice, which the man even vowed never to allow the wife to go to the mother rather come to them.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, if the mother is with them, if they are eating this, we are all eating this. Not when she will go, then the whole family now, she becomes their breadwinner, because Wabanukun Woska. Did you get it?
Yeah.
So like they ended up eating everything. So when you have in-laws like this, you know how to, manage them for you not to have issues with them.
Okay. You're listening to the Orange Lounge on Radio Max 105.1 FM. This segment is called Topic Time. We pick a relationship topic that is of utmost importance to people, and then we expatiate, have a conversation about it. So as you listen to us, if you have an opinion to help our discussion, you can send us one via a voice note or a WhatsApp to 024 488 3008. 024 488-3008. Okay, so how can couples best communicate their needs and concerns to their in-laws without causing conflict? Nana Ahuntahun.
Your question again.
How can couples of today best communicate their needs as well as concerns to their in-laws without causing conflict? In other words, which communication method, which tone, which language, which gestures should people put into their communication towards their in-laws?
That one depends on how you, the in-law, has built your relationship. Like your son.
Yeah, so in this case, it's from the couple to their in-laws.
Yeah, so it depends how you have built your relationship towards your in-law.
Okay, so this is a regular relationship.
Normally, at times there are some certain issue how you approach it.
Like your mother-in-law, your father-in-law wants financial assistance.
Good.
And you are not able to do that at that moment.
So the best person to communicate that feedback is it's either your wife or you yourself. Depends on like
okay, so if it's
for example,
if it's your mother-in-law, it should be your wife.
Your wife should do the communication.
If it's your mother,
then you do the communication.
Then you do the communication.
Okay.
Because normally when, like my mother-in-law, for example, have asked me of, let's assume, 20 cedis. For which that 20 cedis, perhaps she believes that the 20 cedis I have it more abundant. So when she asks of 20 cedis and I'm saying that, oh, I don't have 20 cedis, I mean, she will not believe, or she will not even understand the reason I don't want to give her the 20 cedis. The best person to do that communication is her daughter. That can go to her and say, Mom, oh, the money you asked my husband, unfortunately, because of A, B, C, D, my husband will not be able to provide that money to you. But let's see, maybe within a week or something, if something comes up, he will provide it. A nice way of communicating it. But you, the man, going to communicate that, oh, today I don't have any money with me and that kind of thing. Maybe Nagasa I say that.
Why would your wife do that?
Oh, normally, some women are like that. Some.
They don't like saying nice things about their
husband,
about their partner to their in-laws.
I always say that. Se Bema, ebo forma. Se Bema raise cost in financial terms. No bofoma. The first attribute is what?
I'm listening.
No. The first attribute that the attribute is or the I am myself. You get it? That is the ideology. So sometimes some women can equally say, oh, my winner, I could see me saying it's confirm me, me saying it's confirm me that. No, and that's why I'm master, but sometimes the mother may be asking money. You know, there are some women that if your mother, you the man, your mother wants something, they pass it through their daughter-in-law to get it. For which the daughter-in-law will come and convince you to give it to your mother. You get it? There are some women like that. But when that daughter-in-law tells the mother that, oh, in there they are going to see Libya. You get it? Always Biano. When the mother goes and tells the daughter-in-law that, oh, I need this, and the daughter-in-law go and take it and come and gives it out. And today, the mother asks and the daughter-in-law, oh, they are going to see Libya. It also tends to be a problem.
But Master Kwesi have all the time.
Oh,
because she has been receiving all the time, she thinks that it's always.
You see, that is why I always say that the responsibility of a man has a wide branches. You are looking, you you, Henry. Osho yere. Esho on class 7. Esho yere mami. Esho yere papa. Esho wakasa cousins. So you see that you have a lot of responsibility. Oba would my dear.
I didn't know I have 7 kids.
Oba would my dear. Oba sheno. Na the responsibility of your Nkolano, just because he wants the Nkola to know that honestly a caring mother. So that is how it is. Oh, just few women will be taking care of their mothers. Because you, the man, you are taking care of her mother.
Okay, so I think you have given me one point here that if it involves the opposite, if it involves my mother-in-law, I should use my wife to do that communication.
It depends on the communication between your wife and the mother-in-law.
Yeah, because sometimes it could be that I have a better relationship with my mother-in-law than the daughter
so
does.
that one, then you also.
No, how did you build that?
Oh, it is possible.
That is the problem that I always say that people are having, is because your mother-in-law can be, no matter how it is, can never be your mother.
Oh, that's an established fact, but you can see.
No, listen, you can be close to your mother-in-law.
Yes.
More than the word close. But if most men or most human beings forget that, the word mother-in-law should still exist in their brain.
Oh, of course. But what I'm saying is that you have built a relation. Look, somebody who you have known since you got married for like say 20, 25 years, and you talk almost every week, you are likely to build a good relationship with such a person. What? And maybe because you are a better listener than their daughter, you are most likely going to have that conversational
relationship
yes.
that you are talking of, you are making reference of. Do you have that conversational relationship with your own mother?
Oh, of course, you can have that too.
No,
but what I'm saying.
What you say? So, bodam fifi, and so they pay one.
Yes, so it's possible that kind of rapport you have with your mother over the years, you have managed to build that too with your mother-in-law. So it is quite possible that you are like the first person she wants to talk to about something more than her own daughter.
Do you know that there are some women too who are very close to their mother-in-laws more than their own mother?
Yes.
And the vice versa too.
Yes. Yes. So
it depends on the relationship.
Yes.
Then you know who to deliver the information.
Like Ahuntahun, for example, that man, the wife, has a good rapport with the father-in-law. But as I sit here, I always say that no matter the good rapport you have, there should be a limit. They have a very.
That is where the boundaries come.
Good. They have a very, like, as at now, she like always be a friend in law so to ask of the grandies. You get it? They have a good rapport. But what I say is that no matter how it is, say or no yan bonia, and I say sebi or kasam say she says something that she may not even think is an insult. You get it?
Yeah.
Something maybe accidentally. Maybe on any case, accidentally, I cried the crown so how again. And that's something like that.
Sometimes forgetting that the person is even on the phone.
The person
hasn't even hung up.
The person is on the phone, or the person hasn't hung up, or something like that, or maybe or can't crumple or kissing in the man. You can equally say that to your old boy or to your mom.
Not to the other one.
All right. Let's move on. Otherwise.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, okay. So, what are some appropriate boundaries to set regarding personal information, family decisions, and the almighty visits?
Yes, of course. There need to be boundaries because Even the Bible says it's from Genesis. I'm quoting from my brother Nana because I know definitely he's going to, refer me. He says the man will definitely leave the mother, they will cling to the woman, and both will become one and establish a family. So of course there need to be boundaries. There are situations where, as we already said from the onset of this particular discussion, where the in-laws come and live in the same house with the couple, and some of them they come with all their belongings. I mean, they are coming to live with you. Of course, it's going to create issues. There need to be boundaries. I mean, if I'm going to come for 1 week, I mean, it's 1 week. After 1 week, of course, you need to, pack your bag and luggage and go back to wherever you are. You can also have your family to take care of. And when it also comes to communication, there are certain men, there are certain women as well. Men, you go almost all that be. Maybe last born, maybe he wants to share, with the mom. Every little thing, then you pick a phone. He's calling the mother. Of course, it is not good. You need to be able to handle issues, among yourselves. It shouldn't escalate to the level whereby you're all the time going to, your mother or your father to be all the time be in there to resolve issues for you. You should be able to handle issues. Unless, of course, it has gotten to a point where you feel that, look, it's so overwhelming, you cannot handle it, and you need an external person to come on board. That is when I believe, they should be able to come in. So when you get married and you are living with your partner, in-laws shouldn't come in. In-laws should not be entertained. They shouldn't be in the know of everything that goes on in the home. Of course, it is no good. It is a practice in most homes today, and it is, if the most couples are listening tonight, they have to stop. It brings a lot of issues to the home. Your mother, your father should not be involved unless it gets to a point where you cannot handle before they come on board, of course. And also your relationship with them. I mean, you need to show respect to them. You need to be able to know how to talk to them. Just as we're discussing how to communicate. It's very important, kind of tone. Sometimes, women, so to say, I don't generalize women. So women have attitude. To do what an in-law attitude, sorry. And the way they talk to them, it's sometimes so bad. I believe we should learn to also talk to them in a very, respectful manner. Our tone should be very low. There are certain things wouldn't mean catch up on me. A man can't show in law. Okay. I mean, when all these things are, adhered to, I think maybe I go for here.
All right. Yeah, Nana, I want to find out from you. You just made us some submission that there are certain things that one needs not to inform the in-law about it when it comes to marriage. But when your wife is doing something persistently, you've asked her, you've called her, you just be saying that, stop, I don't want you to be doing this, I don't want you to be doing this. And it's out of control. Who is the first point of call?
For me, there are two people that we call on. Some prefer to call their pastors. Some also prefer to call their parents or in-laws. Some also prefer even to go to their neighbors or their friends. But for me, the best people to call will be parents, which in this case could also be the in-laws.
Which means that maybe
not every pastor. Pastors today, today pastors, every pastor is a counselor. But seriously, not every pastor can counsel.
That one, and I don't want to come there. I don't want to even go there.
Yes, but I'm also trying to make a point. Today, every pastor feels he's a counselor, but in actual fact, not every pastor can counsel. I believe those who can counsel should be those who have been in there. They have the experience, they have the wisdom to be able to stand before you and tell you do A, B, C, D. And I believe when they rather advise or counsel, you could see the impact, you could see the benefit, you could see the change, you could see the transformation more than going to the other side. So I believe in situations like this, where it goes to a point where you cannot handle, you've tried all means, and still your partner is still in the same situation that you want him or her to be able to, come out from, then that partner's, parents, you can call on them.
Okay.
Then when that is not able to resolve the issue, I believe you can take it to prayers.
I think,
Okay.
I think I'm okay with that.
Right now, as for me, I don't know where I will take mine. Because unfortunately for me, the one who was given to us has passed on. So we have learned to always resolve our issues between ourselves and God.
That's good. That's very good.
Okay. My next question will be, how does one respond to critical or intrusive comments from in-laws? Let's shift from the father-in-law and mother-in-law. This one, I know it has to do with Nkumafuna. Yes. They make certain comments, they pass certain comments here and there. That sort of thing. Right? How does one respond to such comments so as not to, exacerbate what is supposed to be a simple issue to deal with? Who is taking this?
Yeah.
Let me. Okay. Okay. Harry, let me say, see, in-laws are in-laws, and they are in-laws because of, by law, they are your in-laws. You see, so they are not just there, but you see, they also have their importance. But in your nature, it depends on the kind of relation that you have with them. There are times where I realize that relationship, I say, is broken. And they can just get up and say anything to you. It also depends on how you, the partner, how you carry yourself. In your idea, won't move. So they can just get up and say anything to you.
Say that again.
Say your idea, won't move.
Okay.
So they tend to say anything to you, but hardly can this thing happen to another partner. But most of it is where catch remember if Abu Suku Mobamba the Shaman. Especially like this, most of them. But when Sabi, not all about the money do, but she was here, they all the time will respect you.
Yeah,
let me add up to what Nanaba said. Like for instance, if you happen to be the type of in-law that you gossip with your sister-in-laws, you talk about everything, like things that you're not supposed to even talk to them about, then you end up doing that. Now you have broken the boundary. You've made them like cross that boundary that met me no I can't say and I joke met me I can't show. I don't know whether you get me. So when in this case they can, that is where they end up disrespecting
nothing is
you.
off the table.
Yes, but if you are the straight person, you let them know their boundaries. When they are welcome, you welcome them. When you have to talk, you talk. When you are not supposed to talk, you don't talk. They will give you that respect, and it's hardly, just as he's saying, for them to say anything like. So sometimes we need to set that boundaries, and we ourselves, we need to respect the boundaries and make sure that that boundary works for us, so that they don't end up disrespecting us.
All right.
Harry, in addition to that, okay, and is a name also speaking?
He wants to say something.
Okay,
then let him finish with whatever he wants to say.
He's tired. He doesn't want to say something again.
Okay, fine.
There are instances where the couple and a partner, they be an uncle, you should be an uncle, feel not a friend. What the people every state pick a phone now, Maso, and now they must be used as Casa, you Casa. Every state to pick a phone, you can't resolve your issues. It got to a point, you begin to lose respect before them. And when they get to that point, anything that they want, they also say to you.
You see, some even go to the extent of when it comes to this intimacy, how the intimacy between the two of them. even they end up discussing it with their partner. Over the Nancy onye juma kra, o sister Nancy on mama on your man, the mama yenda, mokon one of you. These are a conversation which shouldn't go beyond that. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So then once you say those things, you are giving them the word. You are inviting them into the marriage to say things that they are not supposed to say. So at least we need to.
But that one, I come in a little. If it's your sister-in-law, fine. But it's your mother-in-law that you think that, or your father-in-law, that you realize that your husband or your wife is not letting you have or make good love or whatever.
The right person should be who?
The right person is your in-law.
No, but
no, I said
you need to discuss it.
No, listen. Before someone
solve this
I can't see you people, whatever you are saying, before anyone comes out from the room, you don't know the effort the person has put in across. You get it? You're seeing so tired point in your OJ war. Because, like, as you are saying, being my husband, for all this while, my husband is not having any intimacy with me. I've made all the effort. My husband is not making anything. So me obanu me try me who see because my boy jamai. Which one should be my boy kumi. Unless Jesus because I say wow on your body dano. You are born at Tobono. Maybe you bianca sound. But if I've tried all the effort in the room and my husband is not adhering to me.
So shouldn't be a sister-in-law.
No, I say if the sister-in-law there, the sister-in-law should be something that will be out. Oh no. So no, so yeah, but your your father-in-law or your mother-in-law should be known to it. You get there are certain things that I said then more than you see Nkohu counselor, Nkohu sofo, Nkohu way. But if you look at those days, they tell you what I worry somebody to stand behind. To make sure that in case of anything, that they don't, with the wisdom of our elders, they not say that because they are saying it because they are expecting that something should happen, but they are saying it because they know that in any situation, if something of that sort happen, it's not a matter of you coming straight to the family to make a report.
Hello, Harry.
So go to the one that was behind the whole thing. You get it? So there are certain things that we have to make sure that the right person should be informed. Not anyone. But the sister-in-law and the brother-in-law. That you cannot go and inform them. Maybe Obran and Sean, Obran and Sean Wejuma. That one, if you do that, you are hitting below the belt.
Okay. So how should I directly address an issue with my in-laws? And when should I discuss it with my partner first?
Whenever you have an issue with your in-law, the first person to approach is your partner. But
so there shouldn't be a point where I go directly.
No. If you go, you hit below the belt.
Okay.
You get it.
So
that is why I say that no matter the relationship you have with the person, get at the back of your mind that person is my in-law. No, you get, there are certain situations, there are certain cases that comes, you realize that the person thinks that like he just wants to say something to make things known, like say or no a gangaria. You cannot just go and just approach your in-law because your in-law one way or the other has done the wrongdoing. You just approach your partner, either your wife or your husband. This and this and this your mother did. This and this and this your father did, which did not go well with me. So kindly talk to your mother or kindly talk to your father.
Okay.
That's how it should be.
So in every confusion or conflict you sort of have with your in-laws, ensure that you discuss it with your partner first.
The first person to discuss the whole issue is with your partner.
All right.
And your partner will find ways and means to communicate you to whoever you made a report from, without hurting that person.
Okay.
Because say if the partner comes and say that okay, maybe the woman will come. Oh mommy, say. Then you also stand up. Mommy, Now neka the massive little meira. Automatically you are creating problem.
Okay.
You have to also, and at times the woman will also want you to take a direct action instantly, for which is not supposed to be so. You have to also find a conducive time to talk to your mother or your father on their issue.
All right. It's now 28 minutes after 9, and you're listening to the Orange Lounge here on Radio Max 105.1 FM. We are on topic time, and we are looking at the topic handling in-law relationships, setting healthy boundaries with extended family. Okay, Miss Philo, you were going to say something.
By then, what I wanted to add to what Nanas was saying. You see, like talking to your partner too. Sometimes your partner can even decide to let time pass by. Yes, before he or she will go to whether the mother or the father, then to go and even ask. That time, not yes, into a abojo abba form. So sometimes even the person might even say, oh, me lives the same way crime. Now grow up na ebia na me ni the one na yes say na me person which oh where the kafra where the misra kwa panacha mami something like that. Do you get it? But like if the thing happening because you think your wife is giving you pressure, so therefore you just go to your mother or your father, then you also go and ask and address it say that one mother ignites fire. Even partner the person didn't mean it, but the tone that you may have used, would have increased the thing. So sometimes it's better when such things happen. You let time pass by, a little time to pass through. Then you go and ask for peace to reign.
Henry, let me give you a scenario. This my old boy came around, and then normally somebody can say I saw Mboko Swatafri. Then I think he made a statement for which my wife did not like it. So as soon as in the evening, I just this is that your old boy said, and it did not go down well with me. I just laugh over it, and I laugh over it in my head, not like life, so that she knows that I'm just not taking the thing serious. And I let it go for that moment. So then she wanted an answer to it. For almost 1 month, now I've not even mentioned anything to the old boy. Okay. So the time the old boy left Ghana, and I called him, and I said, oh, this and this and this happened. And this was how you approach it, for which your in-law was not pleased with it. As Philo was saying, but that wasn't what I meant. It was something different that I was talking of. It was not even her. You get, okay, I'll call her and explain things to her. Then I was even say, oh, no, it has passed.
So your father back a former word. The whole thing.
So I just okay. I said no. It has passed. He said, no. Let me call her and explain things to her. Let her understand my point of view. Honestly, the way a manner he also made the statement, I realized that if I don't take care, there could be a backfire, because maybe. So I just went and this thing that you said. Now that I've informed the old boy, and that is not what also a patch. I'm sure he will. But the old boy told me that I'm going to call him. So I'm sure he will call you. About 10 minutes, he just came. That I frame on sana ma morejin not onto them. And she was okay. But in the situation whereby instantly the issue came up, then I just go A, B, C, D, and you are not supposed to do that.
You let time pass.
So, or maybe some questions, and maybe what you wanted to solve, rather create another problem.
Okay.
So at times you need to also exercise patience. There are cases that you need to address instantly.
Yeah.
There are cases
Maybe
that
sometimes your instinct will even tell you that this has to be addressed right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
But that one, because it's falling within your parents. I always say that. Normally, I don't know, but people think my ideology is different. Yes,
your ideology is always different.
And whenever there is something, we say, so oba jaya waria. Sa warija eba, oba nsesa ne niyama, oko ne busuafo. Obe man so sa niyama, oko we busuafo. So no matter how it is, you don't leave them behind. So when there's an issue, instantly you need to react. But this one, you are talking about your father. You are talking about your mother. So when you are approaching it instantly, just look at the situation, how it is going to be worsening the issue, or it will calm things down. So it depends. So just that, make sure you look at the environment that you are in. That's Oma Meno on your tempered person. How are you going to approach your mom? Oh, Papa, on your tempered person. How are you going to approach your dad? But I always said, I am a man who doesn't have problem when it comes to relationship or marriage. It is the woman, your mother. Because the other day somebody told me, I said, Shabebe Nana, how do they call it? It's a table, educal school. Look at the way I'm suffering. I was saying, Okowaria. Now, Obana Bekachem say, we are one.
You know, you're also one with your husband.
No, listen, we are one. I say, oh, you see where we? I say, I'm at my, baby home. We use certain words. My husband's home, and it is my home, and the kitchen is my kitchen, and I will not allow you to cook for my husband.
No,
but the situations in your you should also make sure say. Also, maybe times they watch movies and they realize how the woman talks and that kind of thing. But there are certain situations he is still looking at it at the way I'm suffering, and at the end of the day, the result I'm going to get.
Okay.
You get it? So it depends on the situation. So people, when it comes, you think about it before you take action.
This question, I want to have a practical answer so that personally I want to also get informed by it and see how I can I can utilize your answers in my daily lives. How can I actively listen and show genuine interest in my in-laws' lives? How can I actively listen and show genuine interest in my in-laws' lives?
Oh, that one you can do that. It's an easy way of doing it. Look, when your in-law is making a complaint to you in connection with anything, what do they
Let's
want?
forget about complaint. What if they are complimenting me and I want to fake a genuine interest in that compliment?
Oh.
Then you live you just live that fake life you said you want to live. Because if someone is complimenting for something good, why do you have to fake the response? It has to come genuine.
Maybe you're not feeling it.
At times, maybe I say,
some compliments.
oh, what dear, why some what? Hey, I come, hey, why are you? That one you know that all this thing that she's saying, maybe just saying it because she wants me to. I say, Oliver Twist always asks for more. And what you've done is just saying something so that you bring more. That one I understand. But whenever your in-law, you should your listening ear or car somewhere, you say, Obi, I don't know why today my tree is coming like that.
Let your tree come.
Obi car somewhere say we you want. Emma some near there.
Okay.
You get it.
So you might not be feeling it, but for the sake of the larger relationship you have,
it's just like a man and a woman on a bed where one partner is not enjoying it, but the person is pretending or money just to complements the whole thing.
Okay.
So that is it. So it's just like, though you are listening to it, but I saw some now.
So in other words, sometimes just give off the feeling that you are enjoying
the whatever
what they are giving.
They are giving you.
After all, it's not like they are living with you forever.
No,
maybe it's just a visit.
It's just a visit. Maybe you are through a phone. So you see that the story that is going, you don't even like the story.
Perhaps you have even heard the story 100 times already.
And there are some people who can be repeating
the
conversation.
Even me, I repeat things.
No, even your own father can, or your own mother can be repeating so many things.
Yes.
At times, my old boy can call me. Then what you've said, maybe, Nana Eba Hano, they call Frankfurt. This thing he has just repeatedly, but just that he wants somebody to talk to. So he just, you can't just cut the person short. You've already told me this. But you just be listening to it, making it known that it is lovely and it is a new story to you. So that you have a listening ear. I don't know what Nasam. I mean,
oh boy. Anyway, I think we are going to have to end it there on our topic time for tonight. So to handle in-law relationships effectively and maintain healthy boundaries with extended family, it's crucial to establish clear communication, respect individual needs, and set limits on involvement while fostering a positive and supportive relationship with your partner's family, ensuring both you and your spouse are on the same page about expectations. We are all different, I know, and we'll see things differently. However, the more we accept the other and their differences, the easier it is for us to move forward. All right. Thank you to my guest on Topic Time for tonight, Nana Barnes, who had to leave us abruptly, Nana Ahuntahun and Miss Philo. We are coming back